The first one is wanting to speed things up. This is honestly, this will show any person that you have no control over your emotions. This will show any person that you have been used to or accustomed to chasing unconditionally. Anytime you run into somebody who chases you without getting any feedback on your part or without even matching your energy, tells you that this person has been in one-sided relationships. Tells you that this person has been the weak one in most of their relationships. And a lot of people, when they see that, they sort of say, if somebody took advantage of you, somebody took you for granted, if you gave yourself up that easily, when I mean giving yourself up, people, we don't talk about sex, that's not it. We're talking about emotionally. When you give yourself up so easily, where you're reactive to them, where everything they does affects you, then you're pretty much communicating to them that other people have done that and that you are of low value, right? Because your value is worth what you tolerate from people, okay? So wanting to speed things up, love bombing, all that kind of stuff communicates weakness to people, right? And the next one is your history, okay? Your history is seen through your psychological defenses. If you have no boundaries, that just shows you have low worth, right? Because a country without boundaries is pretty worthless, right? People without boundaries have low value in general, because it means that you could do anything to me and I'm still going to be there. So, like, how is that any sign of having any personal worth, right? And your past also, like I said earlier, is seen through your face. In other words, you could see a person's past by their eye contact, by their habits, by what they tolerate from you, and also by their sexual habits, okay? Your sexual habits say a lot about you, and you may not even know it. And the thing is that a lot of people who have weird sex habits, they don't know that it's weird because they're used to it. Like, they habituate to it. So it's almost like someone who has a smelly apartment. You enter it, you're like, yo, it smells. And they're like, no, it don't. I'm like, oh, it doesn't smell because you're used to it, right? And that's the beauty about this, is that most people will reveal these things without even knowing it, right? So that's one thing, right? Psychological defenses, sex habits, non-verbal cues. I mean, in your face, you're always walking around with a nervous look. You speak fast, you respond fast. Your body language is closed down, like you don't make eye contact. All of that shows that you have anxiety and that most likely you've been in a weak position. When people see that, and honestly, most people see that and they say, okay, this person is gullible. Like, this person could be taken advantage of. There's a certain weakness, a certain sensation of not having bone, like a brittleness to people when they show their history through the nonverbal cues. Right? And that's why you gotta have boundaries, because if you don't have boundaries, it just means that people continually attack you and you don't do nothing about it. Right? Somebody disrespects you, they know that disrespected you, then they come up to you, you do something else, and a part of them says, are they gonna bring it up? And when you don't, it's like a part of them just like looks at you and just like feels disappointed, because we want to feel like the person that we're with has inner strength. See, they want someone who has a willingness to fight back, pretty much, right? Like, to sense some strength in you, like you're willing to get angry, per se, where when people can notice when you're hesitant, when you're hesitant to speak up, or when you're hesitant to stand up for yourself, all of those things are sensed, right? And people will test you by trying to see, like, what are you willing to accept from people, or when someone disrespects you, whether or not you're willing to call it out. And the only way for you to call it out is to use some of your aggressive energy. And a lot of people just are not comfortable using their aggressive energy because they feel like it comes across as toxic and stuff like that. But the truth is that aggressive energy is who you are, right? Like, people grow and people move up in life. That's an aggressive energy. As children have aggressive energy where they like to explore their environment, and if you don't let them do that, they get angry, right? So it's like aggression is part of who you are, and suppressing that is suppressing a big part of who you are, and you suppress it by not speaking up, and then you sort of don't allow people to see the full ranges of your personality, because that's who you are, and you just don't want to show it because it might look too aggressive. Now, for all the Bronx people out there who love using this aggression, this is not for you, right? You got to then show some, don't stab people, right? And this also goes in your attire at work. right? If you dress unprofessionally, people are not going to treat you professionally. How you dress is so psychological, and it affects people psychologically, that you have to understand this. Like, you just cannot dress like any other way and expect people to respect you in a certain way. If you want to dress in a way that makes people see you as a smart person, well, then you gotta fucking dress that way, right? Because people judge you on your appearance. The next one is what you share. Let me say something. The self is always coming through, okay? If somebody has bad traits about them, a lot of the times they're gonna find a way to sabotage themselves and verbally say it. But generally, some people are unaware of how insane some of the things that they do, right? They get habituated to it, and so they overshare. They like telling, like, oversharing to me is it's a sign of a bad thing. Oversharing and sharing too fast, right? Remember the one story of the girl whose sister, who's, I think, was it her sister, tried to kill her, and they were still cool. I'm like, it's fucking crazy, girl. Right? So it's kind of, there's some things you just cannot share when you first meet people, and it's a reflection of your common sense and your emotional stability, right? Because some things should bring shame, right? Some things you just cannot share with people, and a lot of people, they just don't have that filter, and people judge you based on that. You know, it's like when I was younger, man, people didn't want to hang out with me that much because I was unfiltered. You know, so people judged me on that, and they judged that I was a mean person, that I was, you know, not the nicest person. Well, it was because I just couldn't control my tongue. I talked too much, and I always said things that offended. And so, as much of a good person you are, they will judge you based on your appearance and how you talk to them. Now, the next one is how you talk about your friends and your exes. If you talk bad or gossip in front of people about your exes and about your friends, what people are gonna say is that if you're talking bad about them, you're gonna talk bad about me eventually. And a lot of people would just slowly or subtly pull away. A really interesting one is how your friends treat you and how other people treat you. You know what's funny? It's one thing for me to see how you treat me and how I treat you, but I've had some of the most fascinating, like, discoveries about some people's nature by just observing how others treat them. Like, for example, like, you could be confident around me, but then when you're with your friends, you could sort of sense that they may not listen to everything that you say. And so I'll observe you, and I'll notice how your friends ignore you. They treat you with disrespect. They cancel on you. And you'll tell me stories of how your friends treat you and how you're tolerating that. And how you can't see the difference between your real friends and friends who are just there out of convenience, and that's why they mistreat you that way. It really does reveal to you a different part of the personality. Because, for example, I have friends, right? And I'll have really cool guy friends. But then when you put them around women, they get really weird, right? And so that's how some people judge you. They judge you based on how other people judge you and treat you. And if they notice that people don't respect you, they're gonna look down on you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And it also comes down to how you treat yourself as well. But it's very interesting how that works, man. That's why, like, for example, a woman might think I'm cool. But if she sees me with in school, for example, and nobody likes me, and I'll try to butt in the conversation when she's around me, and they won't even acknowledge me. A girl will see that. I'm like, yo, what the fuck have you done to be so ignored? Like, those things matter, and especially women, they'll judge you even harsher on that than a man will. I don't mind dating the loser chick of the group. Honestly, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But how other people treat you, it says so much. And also how you treat people who are under you. Like, for example, I've never been mean to waitresses. I've never been mean, but there was this one time where in Mexico there was no alcohol being served because of the election, and I went to a restaurant, and I'm like, okay, let's go to the restaurant and get a beer. I went to the restaurant, and I told her, I was like, look, I could tell these people are gonna take a fucking long time, and I'm like, let's just go somewhere. She was like, no, stay. I'm like, listen to me. They're gonna take 10 minutes to give me my beer. I am telling you, they're not gonna. She was like, stop being mean to them. I'm not being mean. I'm just being honest. They take my order. They go back, write it down, and then for 5 minutes they're doing everything but just bring me the freaking beer. Just, what's so difficult about that? You're literally on my way here. Just have the beer in your hand. It's been 5 minutes, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, she's like, Why are you being an asshole? I'm not being an asshole to be an asshole. Like I told you, we should have just ordered it on the phone, and now we're here. I wait. I'm like, hey lady, I just want my beer. Like, what's taking so long? And she's like, Dallas, you're a fucking asshole to waitresses. I'm like, is that really what it is to be an asshole? Because then I completely understand. 10 minutes, and I timed it, and she was like, and I was like, look, and she was like, you fucking timed it? I'm like, yeah, I timed it. You know, my biggest pet peeve in Mexico is honestly when things take unnecessarily a long time to do. Oh my god. All right, let's continue with the video. But yeah, man. Oh my fucking god. We just seen part of his character. It's horrible. I'm a nice tipper. Okay, I tip people well, but that one thing, the whole like for example, you'll go places, you'll order something. It's funny. The smaller the thing you order, the longer it takes. All right, yeah. Let's continue with the video. The next one is how you treat others and how others treat you. Okay. You have to learn how to treat yourself with more love and respect. That means you got to keep your word. That means you got to do the things that you're going to say you're going to do. And above all, never tell people what you're going to do, because it decreases the likelihood of you achieving that. But some people let other people just completely disrespect them, and they don't do nothing about it. And so people will see that, and people will unconsciously disrespect you more, right? And so then people will disrespect you more. You're gonna disrespect yourself more, and the circle continues. People can have a good ability to sense how to treat you, because you sort of tell people how to treat you, right? And you don't have to verbally tell people how to treat you. All you have to do is have an internal willingness to just walk away if they start treating you a certain way. Well, what will happen is that naturally your behavior will literally change, because what matters most, and it's not what you want, but it's the things that you will not accept from people. That changes your behavior a lot more than the opposite. And the next thing is your past, right? Your history, sex history. Okay. That part, people really, really, really judge you on that, and it's pretty unforgivable for some people. If they don't like promiscuous people, and you tell them that, they're gonna judge you on that. If you tell them that you used to do this, any sex work, or even this or that, anything related to that, people judge you on that. People want you to be more conservative than liberal about that kind of stuff. And with the way the world works today, you know, you can't, like, people judge you less on that, but it's still wired for people to judge you. It's like us guys, we don't understand that women do judge guys who sleep with a lot of women. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mindful Attraction University, taught by Professor Alex, where I teach you all of the strategies to improve your dating life, and all of the courses that I have all in one place. And you can get it at a highly discounted rate. So that means you can purchase all of my basic courses without the bundles, usually at $600. You can purchase it now at $399, people. Not $400, $399 for psychological purposes. Yeah, that's right. Oh my fucking god, he's showing us a scam. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Father Alex does that. So that means you could get emotional mastery, the psychological game of attraction, the feminine woman, natural chemistry, charisma blueprint, and nice girl at a discounted rate. But then, if you want to get the master's degree of the Mindful Attraction University, taught by Professor Alex, you can get the premium version, where usually all of the courses cost $1,200. Now you can purchase them all at $799 or 4 payments of $200. You guys can now also do like a payment plan. Feminine woman, emotional mastery, the whole shebang with all of the bonuses at one lower price, people. And with that, honestly, this is the type of thing that I know that if you guys get, it'll fix your dating life in ways you guys cannot imagine. Now, my worry is that it is a lot of content. Like, it is, and I'm not a fan of giving people a lot of content because I don't want informational junkies. But this is the best way to get it all in one price. Now, look, mind you, if you purchase the bundle, I'm just gonna be honest, there's no refunds. Purchasing the whole bundles. If you guys think you guys are not gonna like it, I will prefer if you guys buy one course to see if you like it. And if you don't like that course, you could get your money back and don't purchase the bundle, right? But if you like that course, you guys can send me an email and say, hey, can I upgrade to the bundle? Pay the difference, and there you guys will get it. But it's just that, look, man, you guys know my content. If you like one course, you like it all, right? So that's the only caveat. But I know damn well, if you purchase it, your dating life will never be the same. Okay. Now, for those who purchase the courses but want to add to the bundle, you guys can message me and maybe we could come up with a price so that you guys can get it, while being able to not have to pay all the crazy prices. Okay. So just click on the description down below. There you'll see the ability to purchase the Wi-Fi basic package, which is the one that you see here for $3.99 without the bundles and without the bonuses. But if you guys want to purchase it with the bonuses, which is a lot of content, and I'm afraid because it's a lot of content, you guys can purchase it right here with either 4 payments of $200 or one-time payment of $7.99, right? And yeah, and by the way, I made this design, Father Addicts is being inclusive here and stuff like that. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy this. Hopefully you guys can support the channel by purchasing those courses, and I'll see you guys inside. Bye-bye.